What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers take on the Sacramento Kings today for the third preseason game of the season, and LeBron James is ruled out. I don't think that this is a shock or a surprise to anybody. It's preseason. LeBron James is probably going to miss as many games as he's going to play. It's not so much about him playing, especially LeBron at his age. He gets it. He knows how to play the game of basketball. There's no worries there. But it also gives the Lakers an opportunity to get some other guys some looks, get some other guys some shine, and allow them to play a bigger role. At this time of recording this video, nobody else is ruled out. It's just LeBron James. So I'm going to go into the assumption that Anthony Davis, D'Lo, Austin Reeves, that they're all going to play. And if they do play, more likely than not, it'll be what we've continued to see, which is 15 minutes a game, if that. I think the last game or two, more likely than not, will be the games that you see the Lakers play, maybe 20, 25 minutes and actually run the starters, because that's the dress rehearsal leading into the actual regular season against the Denver Nuggets. Also, we may get that matchup on Sunday, because Sunday the Milwaukee Bucks are supposed to play Giannis and Dame. So maybe the Lakers look at that as like, hey, this would be a good opportunity to kind of see how we stack up with them in a game that doesn't really count or matter, right? That could be one approach. But regardless, LeBron James out. I want to see some of these other guys have some opportunity, right? Max Christie looked absolutely brilliant in game one. I want to see him improve and continue to grow. He had a rough game two. It happens. He's 20 years old. Not a big deal. I want to see him kind of take that in stride, brush that off, move on to this game, right? Because he's probably going to get a big opportunity. He's probably going to play some significant minutes. We'll see what else. Jared Vanderbilt, he missed the last game due to a heel injury. I don't know if he's going to be back or if they're going to take precaution with him. Same thing with Cam Reddish. So let's assume that possibly those two guys don't play, or if they do play, it's very limited. Then Max Christie is going to get probably heavy minutes in this preseason game against the Sacramento Kings, a team that should be up there in the standings, should be one of the better teams in the Western Conference. They're young, they're hungry, they're going to be trying to compete, right? And so the Lakers need to do the same. And I really want to see Max Christie continue to thrive and have success, because we have seen enough of a pattern that he's improved, right? That he actually can play the game of basketball, but it's how much can he play that's going to be a thing, right? Because if he continues to show that, like, hey, that game two was an outlier, I'm closer to game one that you saw and closer to the guy that you saw in preseason, then, I mean, there's a real argument to get him 15 minutes a game. His defensive abilities, his ability to knock down the three ball, show the ability to be a three-level scorer. He was getting to the rim at will. He was knocking down the mid-range, shooting off the dribble, doing a little bit of everything. And that's what you want to see. But again, regardless, he's 20 years old, right? He's going to have his hiccups. He's going to have games where he looks like he's the second coming of a superstar. And then he's going to have games where he looks like, like he needs to spend time in the G League. That happens with 20-year-old guys playing in a league with men, right? But I want to continue to see our young guys grow and develop and blossom. More so the just rotation guys, the bench guys, right? Starters have looked brilliant, right? They looked how you would expect them to look. Like they have the chemistry, like they are a team that just went to the West Conference Finals, lighting it up, looking great. I want to see what do the other guys bring to the table, because those are the guys that are going to weather us throughout the course of the regular season. Anthony Davis has looked dominant as ever and continues to look dominant, and I want him to continue to be as such. Keep working on his outside shot. I like what we're seeing from his outside shot. I don't want him to fall in love with that. Darvin Ham talked about wanting him to take 6 threes a game. Now, I said this in a video in the past that I think that that's just Darvin Ham being a good coach, right? Trying to instill some confidence in his big man, who has been down on himself and his shooting ability the last few years. Because since the bubble, he's been bad. I mean, bad shooting the three ball. He's coming off of his best shooting percentage year, and that's because all of his shots were around the rim, right? Or within, 10 feet or so. So I want to see him continue to be able to stretch the floor and work on his shot, and preseason is a good time to do that. I just don't want to see him fall in love with it. It's just kind of I can dominate anywhere on the basketball court now That's kind of what it was. Like, that's what Bubble AD was. He was a guy that, yeah, you can't stop him inside. Oh, and also he could step back on you and knock down this three, and good luck. Like, how do you defend that, right? Oh, and he's, 6'10", 6'11", whatever, right? Like, that's the things that I want to see. And our big men to continue, right? Like, Christian Wood has really struggled. Now, again, it's preseason, it's a couple games. He hasn't played all offseason, right? I'm sure he's done things independently by himself, but him being a free agent, he wasn't able to work out in these facilities. He wasn't able to work out with players or guys. He signed like 2 weeks before training camp, right? So it's like he's got to get in a rhythm. He's got to find his stride. He's kind of working himself back into just game readiness, his conditioning, stuff like that. So it's going to be a little bit of a process for him. The Lakers are a -19 when he's on the court. I don't expect that to continue, right? I think that's just, again, kind of a bit of an outlier right now. We've seen enough of a sample size from Christian Wood to know that he can play the game of basketball. But it's also a fit thing. His skill set fits beautifully, but he has to change and adjust the way he plays the game, because he's going from, on most occasions, most teams he's been on, second, third scoring option, or even the primary scoring option off the bench, to like now he's like the 5th, 6th, 7th guy, right, on this team. Because you got LeBron James, Anthony Davis, you got D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, right? Like, you got all these other guys that he needs to kind of fit in and blend with. He's never been on a team this talented, this deep, right? So it's an adjustment period for him. Look at a guy like Jackson Hayes, who right now is the total opposite. He's a +19 for the Lakers. He is really thriving with the Lakers, but his skill set is perfect for this Lakers team, because all he has to do is just be a hustle guy, right? Be a lob threat, work hard, dive for loose balls, sacrifice your body, do the dirty work, right? Play the role you've been playing your whole career, which is, going and just rebounding and defending and, again, doing the dirty work. Where Christian Wood, it's like, you've played this same way your entire career, your entire life. We need you to basically tone it down and tone it back a little bit. And you see that, like, he's trying to get his offensive game back. He's trying to get everything back into the flow again. But it's been rough for him on occasion. And again, that's because he's going through several things, right? He's trying to adjust to the team, and he's trying to adjust to kind of get back into NBA ready. So I do fully expect Christian Wood. I still think Christian Wood is fine. I know some people are kind of overreacting to it, but again, it's preseason. But I want to see the continue, and I want to see the growth, right? Because I know as soon as Christian Wood has like a decent game, like if Christian Wood goes off for like 15, 20 points today, all of that narrative will change. Everyone will be like, Christian Wood's the best player in the world again. Look at Lakers champions, Lakers in 3. Like, that'll be the conversation. That'll be the narrative again, because, it's the ups and flows, right? Talk about it all the time. Don't get too high on the highs. Don't get too low on the lows. It's a long season. Guys are going to have good moments. Guys are going to have bad moments. Guys are going to have great stretches. Guys are going to have bad stretches, right? It happens. Austin Reeves, as great as he looked, right? He had that like 3-game playoff stretch where he looked unplayable, right? In the Warriors series. And then he quickly corrected that, got back to being the Austin Reeves we know and love, and boom, he was off to races and was our best player in the Denver series. So again, like it happens. But I just want to continue to see the habits continuing to be built and established, the good things and the foundation that we're building continue to be grown on and expanded, and then the negatives, the things that aren't working right now, start working on those things and adjusting and seeing, like, what do we need to continue to improve on so you can improve on those things. You can always get better, right? It's putting in the work, putting in the hours. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Are you excited? Are you pumped? Do you think, Max Christie and Cam Reddish and guys will turn around? I mean, look at like Taurean Prince, right? The first game, he was atrocious. I mean, atrocious. And bounced right back and was brilliant for the Lakers. So, again, not really worried about any of the guys that we've seen that have struggled. Things like that. We've kind of seen a nice balance, right? Like some of the guys that have struggled, first game, bounce back, second game, and then Christian Wood's kind of the only one that's trying to get right. But it's not like Christian Wood has been bad or like unplayable or atrocious or anything. He's shown some real bright spots, and he's actually made some really good defensive plays, which is nice. I love seeing that. And he's trying. right? Again, everything's a process. Everything's a trial. Like outside of like the core guys, like the 5 or 6 guys on this Lakers roster, everyone's new, and especially the bench unit. The bench unit hasn't played together, but 2 games, right? And like 3 days of training camp. So, there's still a lot that needs to be done, a lot that needs to be worked on. We'll continue to improve and get good. I still think we're very likely to win the NBA championship. I still think we are the deepest team in the league. And I think that that's going to be very important for the Lakers as we move into the season. But again, love to hear thoughts and opinions. How you feel? Down in the comments. Let me know.